guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Erin with e.l.c. Homestead, and we are back in the greenhouse today getting ready to up-pot some plants and plant some new seeds to get them started. And I thought I would show you the progression on some of the plants and take you along with me while I transfer them to bigger pots. I'm going to go ahead and turn you around this way. Alright, so we have got some. This one right here is jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. We had a big windstorm and it was like moving the sides of my greenhouse in and out really bad, and it pushed all these, like this one off all the way. It pushed all of these over to almost the edge where they were like hanging off like this. So I came out here and was able to get the rest on the ground, and I was only able to save this one jack-o'-lantern, but I do have more plant seeds, so I'll plant some more of those. Let's see here. We have some matte cherry and sweet cherry tomato plants coming up. It looks like we have 3 germination. I think it's just been too cold to get the rest, but I'm going to check on the seeds before I throw those out and replant them. We are going to move these ones to bigger pots. This back here is cantaloupe and honeydew. Like I said, I don't have much luck growing fruit. There is one seed right here that came unburied, so we're going to replant that. And I do have, like right here, there's a little, I don't know if you can see it, a little bitty green thing right there that I think is one of the plants trying to come up. So we're going to dig through the ones that haven't come up, and we're going to see if we can find seeds and replant them. And I got potting soil this time instead of garden soil. I think part of that is the problem too, especially with these little ones. Not only did it get too cold, I think they're having a hard time fighting through all of the bark that was in the soil. Back here we have lemon cucumbers and Armenian cucumbers. So we've got, there's that 5 of those. We're going to check on the ones that haven't come up and see what's going on. We have 1 watermelon coming up, and we have, let's see, this is a yellow pear tomato coming up here. We got a little bitty one right there, and it looks like we got one right there too. I think I'm going to leave this for a little longer, give them some more water and see what happens. Let's see. We're going to come around here. I haven't had any luck with the chili peppers. I'm thinking that it's too cold and that the garden soil that I was using is just too much for the little seedlings that come up through. So we're going to fix that today. Hopefully get them to get going. My cauliflower, on the other hand, has done really good. I see, looks like germination in a good portion of them. We have some over here that haven't germinated. We got one trying. I'll cover that one. So we got one right there that's trying to come up. Doesn't look like there's any in this section, but they did pretty good. Of course, cauliflower is a cold weather plant, so I'm glad they did come up. Said I don't have much luck with the cauliflower either, so I'm surprised any of them came up, and very happy that a lot of them did, because they're getting froze and put in my freezer so long as they make it all the way to ripeness. So that's a good start on the cauliflower. And we're going to bring you over here. We have pickling cucumbers. So a good portion of these have come up, and we got some little stragglers. We got this one right here. That one just came up. We got one back here, right there. I am going to check the seeds that haven't come up and see. Let's see, there's one right there. There's one right there. Looks like some ate that one. But good portion of those came up. Now these ones I'm going to be moving up to the sun. These are my tomato plants, and I didn't know if any of them were going to come up. I thought maybe I had some bad seeds. Again, too cold. Garden soil might be the wrong soil. But I looked today and we have this one, and we have one right there. We have a couple back there. So I'm going to water them and maybe put some more tomato seeds in them. I think I have some more Roma tomato seeds And I think I have more Amish paste, but I don't think I have any more of the others. I am going to plant a whole nother tray full of tomatoes. So we can, I'm going to turn you around here. I'm going to have a whole nother tray of tomatoes, so we make sure we have enough tomatoes to get us through the year with everything that I want to make for them. So I'm going to go ahead and set you right here, and probably going to fall over. Let's hope not. Alright, there you go. So we have 3.5 inch pots that I have bought for the upplanting. Get these open. These just came in the mail over the weekend, so we can get started. Now I only have 90 of these, so not all my plants are getting upplanted. Just the bigger ones, and possibly a couple of the tomato plants. We'll see. But I do know I want cauliflower and cucumbers, and then I'm going to do the jack-o'-lantern. We're going to make sure those get up potted so we have bigger space. So these are the pots that I got. They're 3.5 inches, just kind of like a plastic. So these should last me a couple years, hopefully a little bit longer. They're a little bit more durable than my trays that I bought, so that's always nice. They do got the holes in the bottom for well drainage. And I'm just sticking them in one of these planter trays, one of the cell trays, just to keep them upright. And it looks like I can fit 3 across in one tray. And I'll move you down a little lower so you can see what I'm doing here as soon as I get the pots set up at the angle that my camera has to sit. It likes to fall over, and I don't have quite high enough tripod for it to cooperate with me. Alright, I think that's all I can fit in there. Yeah, well, maybe, no, that's not going to fit in there. So I was able to get 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 of them. So 15 of them just like that, 3 deep, 5 long. So we are going to work with that. I'm going to get my gloves on. The garden soil likes to leave stickers behind. I'm going to show you the garden soil. So I'm going to hold this over a pot. Ooh, maybe. We're going to see what we're going to do here. So I don't know if you can tell, but the garden soil doesn't have a lot of bark in it, like what I was using. Let's see here. So this stemmy stuff, you can see the bark in it and stuff. That's what I was using, and I think the plants are having a hard time coming through it. Actually, just going to throw that down on the ground, that's fine. And with as little as the tomato seeds are, I think they're just having a real hard time getting through all the bark. So I got bring this around. So I got my big tub and it's full of dirt, and I did wet it down, so it's a little easier. I'm just going to set it down over here, and let's see here. Move some of these trees over here. Now with the garden soil, I have garden soil and potting soil. So the garden soil, just so it doesn't go to waste, I will most likely throw it out in the garden when I get ready to, when I get ready to plant the plants out in the garden. Let's see, is that going to work? Oh yeah, you guys can see what I'm doing from there. So I'm just going to take these pots and fill them up, and then I'm going to put plants in them. And then yesterday, so it was this weekend, yesterday, Sunday, it was nice, just kind of cloudy. but parts of this area that aren't that far away got snow. Start with my cucumbers first, and like I said, I'm just going to use the same sign and just stick it in one of the pots, because one tray is going to be for both, or for one plant. I'm not going to mix them. These are going to be my pickling cucumbers. I'm just going to kind of get a hole big enough for the roots. I got a tool with one of my seed tray kits, but I'm so used to doing it this way, I forget I have it. And that's okay. My husband was able to hook up the hose out here for me, so I have the water running and I don't have to haul water down here, so that was nice. And we have a mulberry tree that we're sitting under. I'm just letting the water run on that. Hopefully it gets bigger mulberries this summer, because I would like to make some mulberry jam. I tried to do that last year, but the mulberries were so tiny, and they were just kind of bitter. Figure out how to do this without tearing up my trays. So anyways, with them being super small and bitter, I didn't use them because they wouldn't have made good jam. Alright, so I'm not going to water the ones in these trays because they're a little easier to get out, I do believe, if they're dry. Anyways, that has been my experience in the past. So we're just kind of, oh, maybe not. Kind of crumbly. Usually they're a little easier for me to get out. We're just going to set that on top where nothing has been. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick that right on in there. Get that down there far enough where it can get some root going. These are very the roots are like right at the top of the plant. And we're just going to get these out of here right quick and lay them on top of this soil. And it's okay if some of the soil from this pot gets in with the other one, because there's nothing wrong with the soil. And besides, we're leaving the plant in the soil anyways, the roots in the soil, and just transferring it. So I think we need to down a little bit further. Maybe take some of the potting soil off the top so we can get rid of those big twigs, the big sticks, and just tuck that right on in there. Alright, get a deep enough hole. Rid of those big old sticks. So you can see the root on the plant right there. So that's a nice big root. Kind of see some of the other roots right at the bottom right there. I'm just going to get these all planted. Some of this top stuff off. Alright. Get the holes deep enough for the next bunch. Trying my best not to rip my trays. We have the next bunch. We're just going to keep doing this until we have this whole tray planted. And I might not upplant all of these because it's an excessive amount of cucumber plants right now. And cucumbers do produce quite a bit of cucumbers on one plant. But we're going to fill all these, so this will give me 15 plants. I might, the wind's blowing again, I might do another one, but probably not anytime soon. I have left plants in these small little seed stills, and they have done just fine. I don't always up pot, but this year I'm going to, since I actually have time. Stick out of there. This one right here is kind of coming out of the dirt a little bit. I'm sure. Okay. Got the wind blowing, it's trying to push my pot off. Luckily my greenhouse hasn't blown away. We haven't got that strong winds this year yet, which I'm happy for, because we can get some pretty high winds. We've had like 60-mile-an-hour winds before. I've had these greenhouses just fly across my yard into the neighbor's yard and never found it again. So I'm happy this one has not gone anywhere yet. Although we aren't really to the windy month. May is kind of the windy month around here, so hopefully we don't get big winds next month. Got 3 more that I can fit in this tray. I don't want to tip it up too much because I'm afraid I will dump the others on the ground. Let's not do it over there. Okay, so last 3 for this tray here. That out of there. That needs to go down a little further. Alright. So 1 tray of pickling cucumbers is down. So we're just going to set them over here behind me, and I will water them when we're all done. And I do have more tags if I need to have any more. So before I go any further, we're just going to check the ones that haven't come up, like all these in here. We're going to see, this one looks like it was eaten by something. Let's see here. Get this apart. And then we're just going to squeeze these clumps out of here. I'm going to do it over here just in case I lose the seed or find a plant. Alright, so there was not a seed in that. We're actually going to go ahead and take this one out, the one that got destroyed. Yeah, it was pretty dead. Alright, some of this off. Okay, so there's plants in those 3. Let's see. Okay, so no plant in that. And I don't see that they fell out through the bottom. Oh wait, one did fall out through the bottom, right there. So that's a little seed, so we're going to actually replant that. Set those over there. See if any more fell. Okay, a couple in here. Alright, so all of those have plants in them. We're going to leave those there. There is one right there. We're going to, what did I do with that other one? We're going to lay both of those right there. And there was a plant in here. See, they're getting folded over. See how it's folded over? That's why they're having a hard time. So we're just going to be very careful. Lay these on top of one that I'm not going to dig up. So I think I'll just put them back over here on this one. And then we can replant them into some better soil. We have 3 sections over here. And I'll put those ones in potting soil just to give them a little bit better chance of continuing to live. Oh, there's one right there. We're going to take this one out too. Alright, so those 3 have, so look, we got another one that couldn't make it through. We're going to be very careful with this one. And there's one in here. They're just all bent over, and they just are having such a hard time coming up. See how it's bent over? It just needs a new start. we're just going to continue to do that through all of these. I want as many of these to survive as I can. I don't need them all, but I planted them, so if they're going to live, I prefer, to fix them. No point wasting plants, And now I would gift some of these plants to somebody, but like I said earlier, I am the only one who gardens in my family, so there's not really anybody to give them to. Let me get this one out without knocking the others out. There's one in that one, one in this one, and we're going to go ahead and take this one out, because there is one in this one, but it is bent over. Ooh, look at that. Maybe we'll do this one too, because that one's got like... Alright, so we're going to leave this one kind of in part of its dirt and try to take it out, maybe. Looks like another seed. No, that's just the top of it. Oh, there we go. Another bent over one. Now, I'm not ripping the roots off of them. Just being really careful how I go through and just kind of picking them out of the dirt, leaving some of the dirt on. I'm not exactly sure how long I'm going to be out here today, because I have a really bad back, and with everything I helped with this weekend, it's just been really, really bad. So I want to get the cucumbers mostly done. Alright. Start leaving them in there. Okay. Oh, there's another pile of them. I think that's just the trouble. They're just having a hard time coming up through the soil. So I will know for next year not to use garden soil, even though I have used garden soil in the past. But I think I'm just going to switch over to potting soil, because it has never been that stingy in the past. Maybe they changed it. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't got stingy bags. You can still see right there, the seed is still sticking on the plant. We're just going to leave that. So I'm not taking ones out that are already all the way through the dirt. So these ones can stay. We're just going to go ahead and empty them all that need to be emptied. And I'm not going to wash these trays between planting, because there's no reason to. The soil's not bad, nothing like that. We're just potting and giving them plants more space to grow. Stack some more pots here and make some more room. There we go. Look at my pile here that I've gotten. Quite a bit of them did make it. This one was almost through the soil, but it was still bending. Same with this one. I could see the top of it, but it hadn't made it all the way through yet. Little bitty one. Another one right here. So I'm just going through and feeling for the clumps that I have left. There's that one. Digging through the soil real good, make sure I don't leave any behind. There's that one. I have all of them there. Alright, one more. Two more trays, so we're just going to dump these out, because I don't see any of them poking through on this one. But I do see roots in all of them. So, go ahead and dig through and see what I can find. Oh, there's a root right there. Kind of leave that attached because it's really hanging on. And we got this one. It's starting to pile. For some reason my chickens have been going crazy all day, and I don't know why. I keep checking on them after the issue with the dog last year. When they go off like that, it concerns me. But I haven't seen any dogs or any kind of predator around. Alright, last tray. Make sure we don't take the one out. I'm going to take this one out. It's peeking through, but it's bent over. Alright. Now that one didn't even have a seed in it. Huh, that was weird. All the way down. And one last thing. Oh, there's that one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take these pots out of here and dump all that dirt out. Just going to dump it over here. Okay, so that one's empty. We're just going to get some more pots. I'm going to plant those ones that I filled, or that I pulled. We're going to plant those in the bigger pots. 15 of them. Let's back on and get these guys filled. Move this somewhere because I'm still going to need to, let's not throw them on the ground. I'm going to set them there so they're a little safer. Same with this one. Put them up there. Alright. Just going to go through and put the holes in them. I don't need to make them very wide because they don't have a clump of dirt that's coming with them. Just deep enough for their root to go. I'm going to take my gloves off to do this. I'm not really one to work with gloves on. They kind of bug me. But in this garden soil, it's better to have gloves on. That's why I wear them for the most part. I get slivers sometimes if I don't. Although the potting soil doesn't seem to be so sticky. Like, not sticky. Doesn't have twiggy. It doesn't have so much twigs in it, so I'm not getting the slivers. So shouldn't be getting slivers anywhere. All right, so we're just gonna start going ahead and grab these and lay them in here. And whatever I can't fit in here, I will put back in the seedling trays. Just I'll replace the soil. That way we're not really losing any, but these little guys need a tad bit more space to grow. A little bit better soil. That's why they're going in here instead of the bigger ones, except this bigger one because it's one that was bent over and needed to come out. Let's see. This one doesn't want to be picked up. Alright, looks like I've got more than the 15, so I'll put the rest back in. Well, I got about 10 more plants. I'll put the rest back in the seedling trays. Not until I get these ones up, so go ahead and just stick the root down in there. Kind of pack it down around. Just like that. Try to get this one unbent very carefully. Alright. Just trying to make sure the plant itself, like the yellow part right here, is above the soil and kind of pointed out of the soil so it doesn't start to grow downward again. And I'm going to leave it on the top shelf. Well, I'll put it back on the top shelf when I'm done just to give it more sunlight. And any of them that still have the shells on them like this, I'm just taking off because they're not doing anything for the plants right now. They've already opened and germinated, so we don't need them anymore. I made sure the hole was big enough for the root to go to the bottom without it bending. We do not want the roots to be bound. Alright. Let's just loosen the cover off. This plant was a little bit taller, but it was bent over in the seedling tray. And my big plant right here. Just make the root get down in there as much as we can. That root was a little bit bent, but that's okay. A little bit stronger plant, so it should be okay. So I don't know what rule it is in your area. I know everybody says to put the plants out in the last frost, but our last frost sometimes isn't always our last frost. So the rule of thumb in my area is you don't put anything in your outdoor garden Mother's Day, because that's when the last of the cold weather usually hits around here, and the last freezing times, and then the warm weather just kind of appears and stays around. So after Mother's Day is when I will be planting the cucumbers and tomatoes in the big garden, so long as they're ready to go out. The cauliflower and stuff should be perfectly fine out in the big garden even before Mother's Day. And I'm going to be doing the snow peas, or the peas, not snow peas. So I'm just going to put another label. They did have 2 trays of cucumbers, pickling cukes on here. And I do feel a little tiny little sliver in my hand, so maybe I am getting slivers from them. Alright. So for right now, we're going to set this on the ground. My bottom tray ripped on the corner. And I'm going to get another, don't have a lot of black trays. It's 12. I don't think there's any more than 12 left to plant. But get the holes poked in them. That was a big stick in that one. And after we get these rest of these in different trays here, we can work on something else. So just kind of lay them across here. Oops. Alright. Still have a few left, but that's okay. We're going to leave those. There's only like 4 left. So we're going to leave these. We're not going to worry about those. I can feed those to the chickens. I'm sure they would appreciate it. Thelma is still walking around here trying to figure out little bugs to pick. The little manure, or the big manure pile that we have made, my chickens are thinking that's just the best ever. All of them have been coming up and going through that. And I have about 35 chickens out here, so we got lots and lots of stuff to play with, and they're going to have even more. Might need a little more dirt in that one. Kind of a long stem. Probably should put that one in a big pot. Okay. Oh, my cow's going to go off. I'm going to guess he sees somebody else and thinks they're coming out to feed him. And no worries, he's been fed. He just thinks he needs to moo at people all day. His mama used to sit out here and bellow like that as well. It's kind of annoying, but you know, what are you going to do? You can leave that one on there. That seed doesn't want to quite come off yet. Down in there. I got 2 more to plant. I'll try to get this big stick there. I got that off. And that seed will come out better. To make sure I have enough. So I got this soil a little bit wet, but that's okay. When you pre-soak your soil, you want to be able to wad it in your hand, kind of like that, but you don't want it to drip water like that. And that's what mine's doing. It's dripping too much water. But that's okay. Too much water can drown your little seedlings. So I won't, since it's super moist soil, I probably won't add very much more water, if any, to these for a couple of days because they already have water. And just to make sure I got all the little holes covered. I just set a bunch of soil on top. I just, goodness, I just dropped y'all. So, you know, that was a ride. Let's try that again. There we go. I gotta be careful about how hard I do this. My greenhouse shakes its very sturdy, but that's okay. You guys didn't get hurt. So we'll just do it a little bit more gentle. Anyways, what I was saying, I put some extra dirt on top so I can make sure I have enough, and then I can just scoop off what I don't need and put it back in the bucket over there. That'll work. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take the gloves off. And I'm going to use my little tool because I got slippers in my hand. So we'll just it's actually a handy tool. I don't normally use tools like this, but it saves from dirt getting underneath your fingers, and you don't have to wear gloves if you don't want to. Some of the holes that got a little bit too deep, so I'm just going to fill them in with some extra dirt that I got laid on top. You don't want to go all the way down to the bottom with this. Those don't really need any. That one's too deep. Some of the shallower ones I'm just going to just barely poke it down in there. And some I'm probably not going to put any hole in it. That one doesn't need a hole. This one doesn't really need one. Not the dirt on that one. That's Louise over there. I'm going to have to go over there and check. Louise likes to hide her eggs from me. I found a big old nest that she had been working on for quite some time that I cleaned out. I think she's a little bit peeved at me. That doesn't need one. But that's okay, because some of the chickens that you buy from hatcheries are not a naturally broody hen. So they'll lay the eggs, but they don't want to sit on them. And that is Velma's case. She doesn't want to sit on her eggs. She just wants to lay them and then make me have to hunt for them. That's okay. I think she's probably got another nest over there. I've got her and the little rooster that they like to hang around with. It doesn't have a name. Alright, so I'm just planting broccoli. This should have been started indoors about 6 weeks to 8 weeks before our last freeze. But it does say you can direct sow. I'm going to try to get one in, but it looks like two are dropping. I'm just going to go. I'm not having much luck with the one. I just did like 3 in that one. And 2. Where'd that one go? One just like flung on the top somewhere. If you hear banging in the background, I think my father-in-law's out here working. This is his property that I have my garden on. So that's why he's out here. Looks like I will have plenty of seeds to fill this tray, even when a little extra go in the holes. There again. So after we get the garden rototilled, we are going to make raised garden beds. Not a true raised garden bed though, just higher mounds of dirt. I'm sure most of you know what hardpan is, and that's what we have. So our root vegetables, like carrots and potatoes and beets and onions, any other root vegetables, they don't really do good because they're having to fight through hardpan to grow their fruit at the bottom. So I'm going to contain mounds of dirt a little bit for them. We're just going to stick some old fencing and put dirt inside that. And then we have an old tractor tire that we used to use to feed our cows out of. and we're going to plant in that as well. That way it'll give a lot more growing room for the root vegetables. And I've been able to grow potatoes and beets and onions and carrots. Those are the only root vegetables I grow. But just not big. Like, they always come out really teeny tiny. Except the onions and the beets. Those did actually pretty good, which I was surprised. But we're going to give them all more space to grow so I can have a better harvest than what I normally get. So hopefully it works, and I'm pretty sure all the potato types that I got are the mounding kinds. I know there's indeterminate, and one of those you can't mound. I mean, you could, but it's not going to do you any good. They won't grow like a mounding potato will. And what I mean by mounding, that when you plant the potato, you let it grow until it gets to a certain height, and then you put dirt back over the plant about halfway up at the part of the plant that has grown, and any part of the plant that is in the ground will turn into potatoes. Now, the other variety of potatoes, whether it be indeterminate or determinate, like I said, I don't remember which is which, but the other variety, you can mound them, but they won't grow more potatoes. So they're only going to grow what their root produces, whereas the other one, like I have, will grow potatoes on whatever part of the plant you bury underground. Alright, broccoli is covered. They are labeled, and I have run out of room in my greenhouse. I think I'm going to go ahead and put it on my bag of move the gardening soil out of here. And the potting soil I have is Miracle Grow, just like the garden soil. And it does have fertilizer in it too. I did, by chance, find the organic Miracle Grow, but it's too late. I've already got these planted in fertilizer. Lost my train of thought. Looks like I'm going to probably have to go buy some more of these trays. So, we're going to do some of the, I'm not sure if I want to do the cauliflower yet. Maybe wait till next weekend to see if any more of them come up. I think that's what I'll do. So these ones, well, maybe. These ones I'll get the, I'm not sure what I want to do. Maybe I'll plant more. Okay, so we have got the green peppers planted, and now we are going to do, let's do the cubanelli peppers. And these ones I just got off of eBay, so they're cubanelli sweet peppers. And it says there's 50 in the package. So we're going to go ahead and plant some of these. And I've changed my mind. I know I said I was going to plant 4 of the green peppers and 1 cubanelli, and then 2 of the sweet banana. But I think I'm going to do at least 2 cubanelli, or cubanelle, whatever they're called. Just because I decided that I wanted more. So, I'm just going to get these planted. So 1 per hole. I think that might have been 2. Alright. So I got this section and this section planted with the cubanellis. And now we're going to do just one more little tray so we can do 2 of the banana peppers. Alright, so we'll do these 2 right here with the banana peppers. And again, these are sweet bananas. So I know there are hot bananas that I've seen, hot banana peppers, and sweet banana peppers. So if you want to try banana peppers and you want them to be sweet, just make sure you're ordering the sweet bananas and not the hot bananas. Alright, we need to get this well made in there. Alright. After I plant these, I'm going to look in my box because I think I have another plant that needed to be planted like 4 weeks prior. I did get them off, so we'll put these back. And then we'll have enough seeds for next year of these 2. I gotta get a seed container to put all my seeds in when I am in between seasons. So we're gonna put that down in there. That out of there. And get this one. Oh, that was a big stick in there. So we get all that out of there. Alright, so we've still got 4 more trays to plant. So I'm going to look through my seeds here in just a minute. First I want to label these so we do not forget what I planted in here. Because there are 3 different types of peppers. I want to make sure I have the right pepper plant together. So we have green peppers. So we're going to put green pepper here. And then we have e.l.c. peppers, which we did here, and then this one is sweet banana. And that one. Okay. What did I do with my seeds here? Alright, let's see what I have for seeds. So I just keep my seeds in a shoebox. Alright, like I said, I do have some more. Oh, that one's... Let's see. So we're going to do some more jack-o'-lanterns because of what has sprouts. And the tomato ones down here. Okay. So we got chamomile, Brussels sprouts, and spinach, and dill. So I think I'll do Brussels sprouts in here, which I am going to do. Oops, I mismarked these. So these are the cuminellis, and these are the sweet bananas. So cuminelli are these 2. Sweet banana are these 2. So I'm going to do Brussels sprouts and these 4, and then we'll do another one with Brussels sprouts, because I do want quite a bit of Brussels sprouts. So, go ahead and get these. Now, I've never grown Brussels sprouts, and these are from e.l.c. Gardener. I just ordered these this year. Like I said in one of my other videos, there is a Brussels sprout and kale coleslaw that I really like. So that's the main reason why I'm growing these, and the kale. So there's a lot of other ways you can eat Brussels sprouts, but I'm not a fan of Brussels sprouts yet in many other ways than in just the coleslaw recipe that I found. So we'll give it a try with other recipes, and who knows, maybe I'll become a fan of Brussels sprouts. Now kale, I do like kale in salads. Like I said, I like it better than spinach. I will eat spinach in salads, but I like kale better. Alright, let's get these. I only bought, yeah, there's plenty. I only bought 1 pack of these. It says there's like 500, I think it said 500 on there. 300. So 300 Brussels sprout seeds, plenty to get started with. So we're going to just do like 2 in each hole. That way I have these seeds are like black, the same color as the soil, so they're kind of hard to see. Hopefully I'm not missing the hole. And with the other seeds, I was kind of jumping off to the side with them. So I want to make sure I get them directly in there. There. Now, if you're not really good about, planting like this, just kind of rolling them between your fingers to get them in there. They do have little gadgets that you can stick your seeds into to kind of you stick your seeds in there and then you roll like this little wheel type thing, and it just dispenses 1 seed at a time, or however many seeds you set it to. So that's something you can always try. And you can get them off of any gardening website. I think you can get them off of Amazon. But it's just a little seed dispenser thing. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but that's what it does. It dispenses seeds into your soil for you. I'm going to give these a good cover, and then I will, whoops, that seed didn't go in. Okay, put some more dirt on that one. And I am going to buy some more pots, the big pots, the 3.5 inch ones, just so I can up pot some of these in case, they get bigger than too big for these before I put them in the ground. I'm pretty sure they will. Alright, we'll get those labeled, maybe. Find my labels here. We're going to use these labels. So these are just a white little cheap label that they gave me with one of my garden sets. Might as well use the ones that I have. These are Brussels sprouts. I'm going to write it this way so it's not as dirt. Alright. So these are right here. Okay, so that tray's done. We're going to go ahead and move this out of my way. And let's see, we have a little plant that fell, so we're going to put that back up there. Let's get started on the peppers here. I'm going to have to invest in some different trays. Those are breaking. So I'm just going to carefully kind of go through here and see if we have any germination in just some stuck plants. Take my cart, kind of move it all over here. And we're just going to replant these if I can't find anything that has started in them, or we're going to use the potting soil instead of the garden soil. Oops. I did find 1 pepper plant. Just found it. So that should give me enough room. So I'm just going to squeeze these out just like I did last time with the cucumbers. And we're going to look through it and see what we can find. And hopefully find some plants. Some of these. And I think what I'm going to do with the cucumbers that are left in these type of trays, I'm going to transfer them, like combine them to one tray so we don't have a bunch of little half-filled trays. Alright, so what do we got here? We got something white. It's just a stick. So I know I'm not going to find a seed in here because it's like super small, and if I was to find a seed, I'd be very surprised. Right now I'm just looking for any indication that there's a plant in here, which I don't see one. So it looks like we're going to have to redo the pepper plants. I think it was just the soil. So again, if you look how woody it is, I mean, it's got like these big stems, and it turned really hard when I put water in it, and then after it dried, it turned really, really hard. That is, I actually did find one little seed. I'm not sure if it's any good. We're not going to try to plant that. Could be like over, oh yeah, I found, maybe we will plant them. We'll try. I'm going to take that other one out. It should be right there. I found another one. Let's see. I found two little seeds. I don't know if you can see them on the palm of my hand, but two little seeds in the dirt. So we're going to just set those on top of the seed packet. And then continue on. What's left here? Oh, there's a seed in that one. So we'll stick this over with the rest of the seeds. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to all the seeds. There's like no seeds in those at all. Crazy. Maybe something got in them and ate them since I'm not finding seeds in all of them, just a couple. And I know I put seeds in all the little holes. I guess that would be a good reason why nothing's growing, huh? There's absolutely nothing in there. Oh, there's that little seed. Some of them have them, some of them don't. So far I found 4. Crazy. I'm just going to keep doing this until I have all of them found. Here's another one. There's that one. Alright. I'm just going to dig real fast for these. I don't really need to save the seeds. If I don't find any, that's fine because I do have extra to plant. But if I do find them, then I'll take them out and save them. Make sure I don't bury the one that I found earlier. That is right. The one that I found earlier is right there. And make sure I don't dump that one out. That is the only one that's coming out, although it looks like it's middle plant, which is crazy. Maybe these are supposed to be first. I don't know if I should save the seeds. I mean, they should be fine. And replant them. I should just use all new ones. Maybe I'll just use all new ones. I think maybe I'll just do that one. So I'm just going to not worry about finding these plants. I need to actually just dump this right here on the ground where I'm standing and walking. Although it might be easier to do in this tray. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because I only see one plant. And these seeds are from last year. I don't know, they could just be too old of seed to plant. Who knows? But I'm going to keep the one in there. Crazy, that looks like a tomato plant. Wait, peppers and tomato plants don't look alike. Be kind of careful with this one because I don't want to lose the plant. I know it was in this end one right here. These ones are okay to come out. This one I'm going to take out really carefully, and we're going to find it in a different soil. So we're just going to kind of lay it right there. And then there's one in here. That's kind of going in my hair. This one. Alright. So yeah. I think it's something ate the majority of my seeds, so what we're going to do is we're just going to dump that right outside. And then fill them back up and get some more seeds started. And hopefully they germinate. We're not supposed to have any more real cold weather for a little bit, so they should get enough sunshine, hopefully, and heat in this greenhouse. They'll germinate. Alright. Get these holes filled. I think I said it the wrong way. Let's turn around here. You know what? Let's do this. Keep them the same. This one. Get rid of that. And set them in here. Where they go? They go like this. The way they set in there. Got a lot of dirt at the bottom of this tray. That needs to go back on these little plant cells. And I get them packed in there. There we go. That's better. Alright. Now we can spray out trays and get all that soil on top there. And that can just sit down there. We'll use that here a little bit. I'm going to get these trays packed and get chili peppers planted again. Now, honestly, I don't think there was something wrong with the seeds, even though they are a little old. Just the fact that I didn't find a lot of seeds in the actual cells themselves. Thinking something got in here and maybe ate them. I could have also planted them too deep and they washed away when I watered them, because I did bottom water. Maybe they just fell into the water, and then when I dumped the excess water out, maybe I dumped the seeds out. Don't really know, but that's okay. That's why we always buy extra, in case we have mess ups like this. Gardening is not a profession, and I am not a professional, even though I have been gardening for many years. Still not a professional. If I was a professional, I'd be able to grow pretty much anything. And, you know, I would have it all down to a good science. Alright, got a little extra, so I'm putting this all extra back into the tote. Alright. Okay, get a little tool here, and we will plant some peppers. We're not going to plant them that deep this time. Sometimes when I plant, I will only fill the seed trays half full of dirt, stick the seeds in, and then cover them. Sometimes that works. That's kind of what I do with my herbs. When I grow herbs, I'll fill the pot about 3/4 of the way full with dirt and then sprinkle the seeds on top, and then I will cover the rest of the way with dirt. I haven't been able to plant my herbs yet because I haven't found the types of trays that I want. The types of trays that I did have, my daughter has claimed them for flowers, so. And she has been using them for the last 3 years or so. So I will just go get some new ones so she can continue to use the other pots that I had. She does like to grow her flowers. I'm just getting a little bit of an indention in here, making sure I have not two holes in one. I try to keep the tops of these cleaned off so I can find the seed cell. Okay, first, let's get this little seedling. I really think that's a tomato plant. You know what? I'm not going to plant that because I don't know if it's a tomato or a pepper, and I don't want to mix them. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and try to plant these pepper seeds again. So, just stick them back in the dirt. It does say it takes 7 to 10 days for them to germinate, but they've been in here for probably about 2 weeks, so they should have germinated by now if they were going to. It could have been too cold, could have been the soil. I'm thinking it's probably the soil and the temperature, because that soil is pretty hard. Kind of turned hard when I got it washed. Alright, so there's seeds in that. I'm going to go put new seeds in all the holes, and then I'll just come back and reseed the existing seeds. We need that seed to go down there. Seed down in there. Not really wanting to go in the hole. Alright, seed in there. Oops, that was like 4 seeds in one. That's probably not what I needed to do, but that's okay. Some of the holes in it say opened here. Alright, so we'll go back over here and we're just going to put new seeds in the old ones here. That one, it's just little teeny right there, and those. Okay, we'll get these back in the package. Give these a cover up here, push them down if they're sitting too close to the top. And again, this soil is still really wet, so I might not water these because I don't want to overwater them. I didn't quite get in the hole. So I might just come out here and wait and do it tomorrow to give these guys a water. Just to give this soil a little bit of time to dry out. I'm also going to put some soil down over the top of some of these. The soil's a little bit shallow. Alright, a little bit. We need some on this one. And then some on that one. Alright, I think that's good. So we'll put chili pepper sign back in it. And then those are done. And I've officially ran out of room. Oh, no, there's where they went. Alright. Now then, let's get some bigger pots. We're going to put the bigger pots in here. We're going to do some jack-o'-lanterns and some more cucumbers in the bigger pots. Make sure we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Alright, so looks like we have 1 jack-o'-lantern and I have 12, 14, 15. Maybe I will do all jack-o'-lanterns in these just because I'm going to up pot 1, and then we'll do 1 for the little cucumbers. I think that's what we'll do. Okay. That way I'm not mixing fruits. Get all those down in my soil. Pumpkin seeds. Get a little bit out of the top of some of these. Put it back in the soil. Try not to get them like horribly full. Alright, so jack-o'-lanterns in this one. Now this is the one that fell off in the wind that we had. It wasn't a big windstorm, it was just blowing the sides of my greenhouse in and out. And my greenhouse pushed the tray of... I just keep dropping you guys. Anyways, it pushed the tray of jack-o'-lanterns out of the way onto the ground. Alright. There we go. Sorry about all the wiggling. Let me get you back down where you can see. Okay. Making sure it's still recording. So we're going to just kind of... They're tighter than I thought he was. Kind of loosen him up so we can pull him out. See, tons of roots on him. So he's still, this one's still good and healthy. We're going to kind of break up the roots. Kind of lift them up, and we're just going to stick him right down in there. Let him have that one all to himself. And then I'm going to see if there's any more seeds in here. Let's just see what we can... Because I had to scoop it all up off the ground. Some seeds, some of the tray didn't come out. Most of them did. We're just going to see if any of the seeds got left behind. And I checked the crown. There's none on the ground. None of my plants are growing down there. Alright. So I do like these little green ones. They come with this tray in the bottom, and then they have a cover that goes over the top of them, a hood, that acts like a humidity dome. Works really well. Keeps the moisture in when needed. I don't see no seeds in there. Alright, so this can all go out there, and this tray can be used for later dates. We're going to put those down there. And we're just going to some holes. I guess I could use this thing. There we go. I am going to bury the pumpkin seeds a little bit deeper. I'm going to bury them the full length of this, just to make sure they are down there. Although before I do, I probably could read the back of the package to make sure I'm not burying them too deep. Did the same thing with the last one and it came up, so I think I'm good. Right there. Alright, these are going to be my gardeners, so I did order these this year. This is the jack-o'-lantern. And again, these are for my chickens to save through the winter. I don't do a lot with pumpkin, and we don't make enough pumpkin pies to actually store pumpkins for that, or to turn them into pumpkin pie filling. Oh yeah, let me get these way down in here. So, pumpkin being a natural worm preventative for chickens and other poultry, like ducks, which I have both. I'm going to grow them for them. Alright, so I need 5 more seeds. I did order 3 of these packets just to be on the safe side. And it's a good thing I did because I need to use extra. And I'm only doing 1 seed per container. There's no reason to do more than that. Okay. And then I can save these for next year. And I think you can plant these in the fall. I said indoors 2 to 3 weeks before last frost, so we got quite enough time. I can direct sow after the last frost, so I might do that, but I don't know yet. So I don't have much luck growing pumpkins, and the fact that I got one coming up amazes me, so maybe I won't chance it. Pretty sure I had one in that pot. Kind of looks like I need to find somewhere else to set y'all to watch, because the more I move this, the more it wiggles, and then you guys fall onto the ground. Alright, so I found my tag for it. It did fall out here, and I didn't realize it did, so we're going to go around here and pick it up. I can reuse it. Alright, so jack-o'-lanterns. And where to put them, We'll go ahead and move this over here. I'll put them on the bottom. The soil is getting a little dry, so these ones will probably get watered today. But I don't dump them out. I'm going to go ahead and put pot. What do I do with that tray? Okay. I've only got 2 more of these left. So what I'm going to do with these little cucumbers, because I did up pot 30 of them, I'm going to put them in one of the little green containers with some different garden soil in it. That way, when I buy some more, they'll still be, buy some more of these trays. They'll still have good soil to grow in. But these ones, we're going to up pot some cucumbers. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do 8 of them, 9 of them. I am running low on soil, so that is going to have to be good. Like I said, I'm going to hold off on the cauliflower for right now, and I can up pot that next weekend. And I have, so by the way this pot looks, because I know I had lemon on this side, Armenian on this side. So it looks like I have 3 Armenian and 2 lemon. So we're also going to search for seeds to see if any of them are bent over like we did with the pickling ones. Because those will grow so long as I can get them unbent. I'm going to go ahead and get this green plastic one out. Put it down there. And then head in. Put those upside down. Doesn't look like there's any seeds in them. Oh, there's, yeah, that's... I'm thinking something got in here and ate a lot of the seeds because there was no seeds in that. Which is a little strange. So, I'm going to take the first plant out. Come on over there. Maybe it doesn't want to come out. There we go. So we're just going to lay the plants that I'm redoing up here. Again. Oh, so there's one. Oh, that plant started to grow, so we're going to do that. So that's a lemon, and this is a lemon. And then, yeah, no seed in that one. Take this one out. Okay. So this is a lemon one that we're taking out, so I'm just gently doing it. Okay. Check the other two lemon holes and see. Nothing. Oh, wait, yep. One little lemon one. And nothing in that one. There's not even a seed in that one. Oh, wait, maybe. Okay, there was a little seed in that one. Alright, let's do the Armenians. Okay. So these three, kind of knock some of the garden soil off. We have Armenian there. We have an Armenian here. I'm just knocking some of the garden soil off. They have really good roots on them. Right there. This is another Armenian. So we're just going to do that. Clean that out. And go down there. Alright. I'm going to get this lemon one out of its soil. Okay. Okay, I just heard voices. Maybe it was the pigs that I heard. Yep. Yeah, it's the pigs talking to me. So I'm not 100% sure if I want to grow these ones. Maybe I'll just plant new ones. These look a little bit weak. I think I will do that. I'm going to just start over with them. Okay, we're going to keep these big ones. Get these ones down in here. Give them tons of room to grow. Just trying to get most of the garden soil off so they just have potting soil around them. And then the next time these guys are transplanted, they'll be in the garden. We won't be up potting them anymore. Alright. So I'm going to do a lemon one right there. One down in there. And then find an extra lemon one here. And I think we'll do the last two Armenian ones. I'm just going to use the same label that I made for the last container. I don't care if these plants get kind of mixed up. They're all just for fresh eating anyways. Okay, so let me clean up some of my mess here and find the sign to the lemon, which is right here. So we're just going to put that back in here. Then I'm going to empty that, but I want to clean up my mess here. We're done with all this, and we're just going to put all these back in. Alright. So that is done. I'm not going to label those because I know they're all cucumbers. Let's see here. And then we got to figure out what to do with these ones. I think I'm going to have to wait on the tomatoes because we don't have enough soil to do them. But they are starting to come up, so I'm going to water them. And then I also have to wait on the kale. Actually, all of this I have to wait on because I've run out of soil. Some of these are starting to grow. I did find one of my e.l.c. seeds on top. So we're just going to kind of push that down and hold it again. And I got to water all those. So. And then I think I'm going to also move my tomatoes to the top rack, hopefully. So they're there. I'm definitely going to need to invest in a bigger greenhouse or two for next year. These greenhouses can get pretty full. Just moving all my soil here off of the rack space so I can put plants there. And then we're going to put there. That's the straighter. One there. Just cleaning off a spot to get my tomatoes up. Tomatoes, I'm going to get some sunshine. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to replant them. Good thing I have more. I have more Roma and more e.l.c. I do have some Paul Robeson, but I don't have any more of the Rio Grande. I did find some almond paste, but I don't have no more San Marzano. But I think I might have seen some at the store. So let's get this lemon one on the second shelf. We'll give the watermelon over here, and yellow pear. And these will be cucumbers. And we'll do the small cherry, and this is cantaloupe and honeydew. Just nothing's coming, but I don't have luck growing that. So, you know. Actually, you know what? I think I get more sun on this side. So let me move all of these. Move this little thing around, and then I can show you what we've done. So, I'm not going to label these ones because I already know they're cucumbers. Those are the pickling cucumbers that I took out of the soil that were kind of all bent over. Got those replanted. Here is the cantaloupe and honeydew. Move that box back. Nothing's growing in there. I don't see anything. And then my yellow pear and black cherry. So it looks like I got a couple of yellow pear, but none of the black cherry. I think I have more of the black cherry, so I'll try to plant those. And then we have Matt's cherry sweet and large cherry. So I think these are the large cherry that are coming up. None of the Matt's ones, but I think I have more of those as well. This is one watermelon plant right there. So I'm going to replant the watermelon, but I have to wait till next weekend just because I don't have any, again, soil. So these are my tomatoes. I moved them up to the sun. I'm going to give them a see. They come up. It looks like I have one e.l.c., which is right here. I don't have any Paul Robertson. I don't have any Rio Grande or San Marzano. Looks like I have one Roma, which is right there, and two Amish paste, which are right here. But nothing after that. Yeah, I think it's just, I mean, you can see all the sticks in here. I think that's the problem. So we're going to see and get them all done. Down here, I left the cauliflower there. I put the chili peppers there. There's more sunshine on this side of the greenhouse. And down here we have all the sweet peppers. And again, we have broccoli on this side. We have lemon cucumbers and more of the pickling cucumbers, as well as Armenian. We have the jack-o'-lanterns have been replanted, pickling cucumbers, and pickling cucumbers. I do have one more shelf. This is just where I've been keeping my supplies. So that's going to be it for today. Next weekend I'm going to order or go get some more soil and order some more trays and of the 3.5-inch pots so I can get the cauliflower up potted, because they're not horribly big yet. So I think they're good for another week in here. And then if I have the tomato plants, if they've grown bigger, then I will get those up potted, and then I can redo everything that I was going to redo today. And hopefully have enough room for everything. And then if we have any more progress on the garden, I will show you the progress on the garden. But until then, thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, if you would press the like button, I would appreciate it. And everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.